Let me explain something to you. I set the rules and you follow them blindly.
That kind of marketing can cause a bemused eye roll or a reluctant chuckle, but it's hard to just scroll past. Ryanair's strategy is clear. All publicity is good publicity. They've turned their social media presence into an art of provocation, blending brutal self-mockery, a dash of cringe, and a scoop of passive aggression. Shaken, not stirred, to expose the bitter truth about their delay-laden, fee-crazy flight experience. In the vast skies of European air travel, Ryanair has carved out a reputation that's hard to ignore. Known for its ultra-low fares and its equally high controversies, Ryanair's journey from a small Irish airline to Europe's leading budget carrier is a story worth exploring. So buckle up and off we go. Ryanair's story begins in 1984 when three Irish businessmen, Christopher Ryan, Liam Lonergan, and Tony Ryan, founded the company. It took to the skies on July 8, 1985, with just one plane serving a single daily route from Waterford in southeast Ireland to London Gatwick. That was more than a modest start. In fact, that 15-seat aircraft was so tiny that the cabin crew was required to be no more than 5 feet 2 inches tall to even fit in the cabin. Just to give you an idea, neither Daniel Radcliffe nor Elijah Wood could have got the job, though Kim Kardashian or Lady Gaga might have made the cut. All that said, at that time, Ryanair still claimed to be a full-service carrier with business class, in-flight meals, loyalty program, and all the rest. The next year, Ryanair added a second route that connected Dublin and London Luton. The airline's early strategy was simple: to provide direct flights between Ireland and London, challenging the high-priced services of Aer Lingus and British Airways. Ryanair's fare of £99 was more than twice as cheap as the two big guys' lowest return fare of £209. The odds definitely were in their favor. In its first year of operation, Ryanair carried 82,000 passengers with its two routes. After it took over London European Airways and relaunched it as Ryanair Europe, it started operating flights from Luton to Amsterdam and Brussels. Before too long, charter services were added. But despite the growing number of routes, planes, and passengers, Ryanair had a hard time staying afloat and keeping up with its competitors. In 1990, the company reported a loss of £20 million. Changes were desperately needed. And they came when Michael O'Leary took over the reins and steered Ryanair toward the low-cost model. Well, he actually first wanted to just cease the operations altogether. But inspired by Southwest Airlines in the US, he decided to try out a new approach. By the way, you can check our video about Southwest if you also want to learn more about them. Ryanair's transformation formula was simple yet radical. Cut costs to the bone, eliminate unnecessary services, and charge for extras. The idea was revolutionary for Europe. Air travel was a luxury service that many couldn't afford, until Ryanair changed the game. Ryanair's ex-head of social and creative, Michael Corcoran, once said, "We democratized travel for everyone, and we disrupted the industry, and the rest is history for us and for others." So all the frills were tossed overboard, and the company was restructured. As a result, the airline could drop its lowest fares from £99 to £59, catering to price-sensitive travelers and avoiding direct competition with the full-service old guard. From that time on, Ryanair expanded rapidly. In 1991, right after the transformation, the airline posted its first profit of £293,000, despite a drop in passengers triggered by the Gulf War. But once it accelerated, it couldn't be stopped. Ryanair kept growing its fleet and launching new routes. Passenger count followed suit. Remember those 82,000 travelers in the first year of operation? In 1995, over 2 million people flew Ryanair. That was also the year it surpassed Aer Lingus and British Airways in the London-Dublin flight space. By 1997, traffic figures almost doubled, reaching 3.7 million. In August 2001, Ryanair carried over 1 million passengers in just 1 month. O'Leary's bold shift obviously paid off. Not only saved Ryanair from financial distress, but also set it on a path to becoming one of Europe's most dominant airlines. So what exactly did Ryanair do differently? Let's take a closer look at its business model. If you've seen our video about low-cost airlines, you know that it wasn't mainly about leaving you without in-flight peanuts and pretzels, annoying as that may be. Cost reduction is actually far more multifaceted. Achieving those low fares involves a number of operational changes, and unbundling the ticket price is one of them. That's what Ryanair has truly mastered. O'Leary, we guarantee to give you the lowest airfare. You get a safe flight, you get a normally on-time flight. That's the package. We don't and won't give you anything more on top of that. Ryanair only left the rock-bottom departure fare, stripping off meals, in-flight entertainment, and seat selection. We're not even talking about blankets and pillows, and you have to fit your carry-on in that box. No funny business, smarty pants. Instead, they turned all these extras into a revenue stream. Do you want your boarding pass printed out at the airport? Certainly. £55, please. Extra legroom? No problem. £33. Oh, you're carrying a tennis racket or a guitar? We'll be happy to let you have it aboard for a mere £65. Given that their ticket price can be as low as £15, no wonder that Ryanair's ancillary revenue accounts for around 30% of its earnings. In his obsession about costs, O'Leary even suggested charging for toilet visits, selling standing seats to maximize capacity, and imposing a tax on overweight travelers. Fortunately, those ideas never came to fruition, but they certainly sparked discussion.
Did you really want to charge to use toilets on Ryanair planes? Yes or no?
Yes. We have 3 toilets. If I can get rid of the 2 toilets at the back of the planes, I can add 6 extra seats. With 6 extra seats, I can lower everybody's airfare by another 5% all year round.
Did you want to make some passengers stand on planes to fit more people in, a la the tube?
Yes.
How safe is that?
Very safe.
Another way to cut costs was to stick to a single aircraft type. For Ryanair, that was Boeing. Their love story began in the mid-90s, when the airline decided to replace its aging fleet with 737s, as the new planes were just more efficient. Such uniformity also helped reduce maintenance and training costs. Ever since then, Ryanair has been a devoted fan of Boeing, and one of its largest customers, getting nifty discounts for bulk orders. Boeing even developed a new model for Ryanair, the 737 MAX 8200, known as the Game Changer. Today, Ryanair's fleet, and that's almost 600 planes, is almost entirely Boeing's with an average age of under 9 years. Another game changer was the internet. Ryanair's website went live in 2000, allowing the airline to sell tickets online directly to the passengers, bypassing travel agents and other intermediaries. Soon, it was taking 50,000 bookings a week. Today, Ryanair.com's monthly traffic reaches 20 million. According to O'Leary, 80% of travelers now do everything online, including buying add-ons and checking in. That allowed Ryanair to streamline the entire process of getting people on the plane and, you guessed it, save money by getting rid of the check-in staff. Ryanair also opts to fly to smaller, less busy airports. This not only reduces airport fees, but also ensures quicker turnaround times for flights. Why does this matter? Faster turnarounds means more flights per day per aircraft. which is a key profit driver in the low-cost airline industry. That's how Ryanair operates a whopping 3,600 flights a day, making haste, not waste. And who cares about passengers having to travel an extra 80 kilometers from the secondary Paris-Beauvais airport to the French capital? As O'Leary once said, with fares as low as that, you can't really complain. By the way, for that same reason, you won't find seatback pockets on Ryanair planes. They replaced them with yellow plastic on the back of the seats with safety information printed on it. What does that have to do with cost reduction? Well, not only does it make the planes lighter, which means greater fuel efficiency, but it also takes less time to clean the cabin, all for faster turnaround. Do we need to mention that those pocketless seats don't recline? No refunds, no jet bridges, not a single extra gram of luggage. Ryanair ain't kidding about efficiency and cost cutting. You literally get what you pay for. And in most cases, it's not comfort or top-notch service, which is a regular source for all sorts of controversy and criticism. Ryanair is notorious for stirring up a fair share of controversy, habitually finding itself in the headlines. One of the most contentious issues is its customer service. Passengers grumble about hidden fees, strict baggage policies, poor treatment, and countless other things. The airline's cost-cutting measures often translate into bare-bones services, leading to dissatisfaction among travelers expecting a bit more comfort and flexibility. And the company doesn't seem to care about fixing its dubious image. What's more, it's been building its social brand for years, mastering the art of trolling.
We're Ryanair. Are you really going to tweet us all your problems? Huh? Huh? Huh?
And turning every cheeky post into viral gold. By embracing controversy and a no-holds-barred attitude, they've turned the scandal into a brand asset. And 2.3 million TikTok followers are the evidence. And then, of course, there's Michael O'Leary. He's been Ryanair's CEO for over 3 decades now and is known as the world's most outrageous airline director. Famous for his provocative, over-the-top statements, he continuously adds fuel to the fire and alienates customers and stakeholders alike.
With these volumes of flights, and they asked us to cancel some flights this week, and we politely told them to fuck off.
O'Leary knows that making waves, and sometimes apologies, draws more eyes.
I would personally come up to the boarding gate and kiss your bum as well.
He believes in being bold over bland and prefers being memorable over playing it safe, even if it sometimes means stirring the pot and facing criticism. As long as you run around generating noise, it drives people onto our website. Charging for toilets continues to be the #1 story that resurfaces in the press, and it's the gift that keeps on giving. We've never done it, but it keeps coming up on social networks. Environmental concerns also loom large. As the aviation industry faces increasing scrutiny over its carbon footprint, Ryanair's high-volume, low-cost model comes under fire for its environmental impact. And here comes O'Leary again. Though his opinion has changed with time, he used to be actively outspoken on climate change, not in a green way. However, today Ryanair claims to be the greenest and cleanest airline in Europe.
Nobody does more for climate change than Ryanair does.
Since 2019, it has heavily invested in more fuel-efficient fleet and implemented operational changes to achieve its sustainability goals. Regulatory challenges have also posed some hurdles. The European Commission has taken Ryanair to task on several occasions, imposing fines for violating consumer rights and competition laws. Besides external issues, Ryanair also faces internal problems. Labor disputes have occasionally spotlighted the company, with strikes by pilots and cabin crew over working conditions and pay cuts. These hurdles not only disrupt operations, but also tarnish the airline's public image, raising questions about its commitment to fair employment practices. The love-hate relationship with Ryanair lasts for decades. But despite all the criticism, millions of passengers opt for Ryanair annually, drawn by the unbeaten prices. And that's what makes it the largest airline in Europe. In almost 40 years of its history, Ryanair has grown from a tiny one-aircraft carrier to a top-league player. Today, Ryanair Holding includes 5 airlines: Buzz Lauda Europe, Malta Air, Ryanair DAC, and Ryanair UK. Together, they connect over 240 destinations in more than 40 countries. In 2023, almost 182 million passengers flew with Ryanair, making it the leading airline group in Europe for the 9th year in a row. As for global traffic rankings, Ryanair is only behind American Airlines and Delta, now even surpassing Southwest, its precursor. Among almost 200 European airlines, Ryanair consistently holds a prominent position. Due to severe cost-cutting and an aggressive route expansion strategy, it maintains its edge by often being the cheapest and most direct option available. As a result, it keeps outperforming its rivals like EasyJet and Wizz on all fronts. Well, except for customer service. In its latest fiscal year, Ryanair made 10.8 billion euros. That's around 9.1 billion pounds in revenue, a 124% increase from the previous year. Not bad for a carrier charging £15 per flight, huh? It's still pretty far from its legacy competitors, like Delta or Lufthansa, but Ryanair keeps them on their toes. In December 2023, it even reached the position of the world's largest airline by market cap. But then investor preferences changed, and it fell off the pedestal. For how long? Who knows? Ryanair's growth is nowhere near over. That was Ryanair's story, an intricate mix of success and controversy. While it offers unbeatable prices, the trade-offs are clear. But whether you love the savings or hate the hidden fees, Ryanair's impact on air travel is undeniable, as it made the skies a place where everyone can fly.